Hello,
Hey,
and
Wills, how you doing, man?
yeah, welcome to video games. Am I right?
Yeah, hey.
That's the other name for the podcast.
Is this going to be the fourth week in a row in which we go, man, Expedition 33 is so sick. It's so sick, bro. Oh, shit.
At least until credits are hit. Yes.
Guess what it is?
Uh,
Best blue mage that's ever been in anything.
yeah,
I
there we
challenge
go.
anyone to bring me a better blue mage.
There we go. There we go. Okay.
That is a Shadow Hearts character. That is a Shadow Hearts character. That is a PlayStation 1 era like niche character. That is great.
I've never played anyone with a card rotation systems like that, so I found that to be pretty fun. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't have a ton to say personally this week in terms of
It's good.
Yeah, progress and again, no spoiling. But I'm just enjoying the little scenes and hangouts and conversations between all the characters. Those are fun. The skits, as a Tales game would call them.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying continuing to break the build and the game open, and I'm also the difficulty that comes from creating a build that just stomps everything into the dirt, and then I increasing the difficulty to expert, and then it's like it's not enough.
It's not nearly enough.
I have found myself now, like, basically there's been some points I've hit where like big cool fights happen and I stomp it without getting touched. Right? Without the boss getting a turn.
Yeah.
Right? I have setups where the boss doesn't get to act, and then reloading my save and standing there and watching them do all the cool stuff, and then watching them say stuff and watching the phases change, and then being like, okay, got it, that's what it actually looks like, because it's really fucking feast or famine, and that does not lighten up as you progress.
So I talked about this on my stream, and I had this weird moment where I was like over leveled for the stuff I was doing. And I had built up a build with my Pictos in the Expedition 33, and I was like, and I said the phrase, I don't understand what's happening. I didn't even do anything. Why am I so much stronger? To which someone at a later point in a comment said, Pat saying he doesn't do anything when he spent the first 40 minutes of today's stream fighting a boss he was too weak for, and then beating it.
Yeah.
And then
right.
And then getting the XP and the Picto rewards from it. And I made me think a lot about like what the purpose of side content is in games anymore. It used to be in my recollection that the side content was there to get you up to speed for the main content. The main content was always the hardest, and the side content was the easy stuff that could get you a numerical advantage to help you with the main content. But in today's world of the critical path, those have been inverted. Now the main stuff is what they want everyone to be able to get through, is by far the easier path, and the side stuff is its own internal progression of difficulty. And it makes me think of like FF7 Rebirth, in which like all the stuff on the side was harder than all the stuff in the main.
Yes, you choose to subject yourself to those challenges versus wanting to just get that narrative,
and it makes me think about how like it's strange because like, okay, I am loving the game, so I want to see more of it. So I'm doing all the side content to see more of it. I don't want that to then make the main thing, the guts of it go faster.
But this is unfortunately it's a side consequence of an understandable change in the way games are made, which is just we want more people to be able to play them and handle the difficulty and progression as you do. And there's definitely a lot of people who are like, well, I don't need easy, but I also need something less than that super boss, So if that super boss requirement is mandatory for progressing, that makes me feel bad versus the idea of it just being optional. And then you're getting an outfit for it. You get a silly hat when you beat the super boss.
And the game's curve is like flying all over the place.
So that's
I fought a very important boss, and I did not stomp them into dirt. Like, I had a boss fight, right? Like, I was very happy with that. But prior, I had a boss that was built up as just the boss of the Forgotten Battlefield. That's built up as the coolest, and I'm like, man, like that.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
No. Okay. So the Forgotten Battlefield boss was one of the largest, like, dissonant moments of all that buildup, and what a bitch. You know?
Oh yeah, like,
and he was a cool bitch, but wow, you went down
cool
like
bitch.
Nothing.
And I liked what he gave me. The sword I got was pretty good. I'm never taking it off.
But yes, the build-up for what you actually challenged. And to be fair, there's a couple of lines the characters have that more or less underline that. Like,
they're like, oh, this is so hard. Will we even make it or whatever?
No. Like, after the fact, there's I guess it wasn't that bad
crazy,
after all.
Huh?
No, he literally goes, guess it wasn't that bad after all.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so what you're describing is actually, like, this game is kind of exposing some inner truths that we already know, but, like,
it has the strangest difficulty curve of any game
because
I've ever
we are
seen.
Discussing it amongst ourselves as we know each other, and then now everyone else is hearing this conversation. Right?
I saw a great thread. You saw that thread?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what you're about to say.
Someone was like, I've been listening to Pat and Woolie talk about Expedition 33, and it seems like the most miserable fucking shit.
Oh my god.
I don't want to have anything to do with it. They're talking about their fucking builds and all these fucking nitty-gritty mechanical things. I just want to play RPG. And the difficulty curve thing that I'm talking about doesn't exist for a person who just wants to play RPG.
And I think the thought was also, like, it seemed like the most miserable thing ever and so brutal. And then
much fun.
And it's so simple and dumb. And when I played it, I'm having a good time, and it has nothing to do with what they're talking about, right? And it's like, right. So what we have here is, like, if you are playing games for a certain thing, if you're conditioned a certain way in your brain, right? If you walk up to a boss and the boss in its first combo wipes your team, and you go, huh, and then you take a swing at it and you see a little pip of damage go away, and you go, huh, and you're like, is that about 20 minutes? Okay,
I can do math on this,
right? And then you're like, and what about this pattern? Can I do? And you kind of walk back in there, right? If you don't immediately, like if you don't immediately turn around in 180 and be like, I'll be back later, that's probably intended, But you can also, like, go like, is this real yet? You can get that in between point. And in this game, obviously, since you can just fight and beat something that you're way under leveled for through sheer grit. Your grit determines how far you fucking go and how fast you level up. There's no such thing as, in this game, an intended median user path, right? It feels like it's completely up to you how much punishment you're willing to take.
How confident do you feel in this moment right now?
Yeah, and it's been really, like, it's very rare that you encounter a game that's that open, and you kind of think about that, and then you find out something about the director, and then you go,
something very important. You find out two things about that director.
Uh-huh.
Number one is, what are your 3 favorite video games? In order, fucking Devil May Cry 1 to 5, Dark Souls / Elden Ring, Final Fantasy 8. And then it's like, depending on how you want to play this game, you can make this turn-based Devil May Cry. You can make this turn-based Dark Souls.
If you'd like.
Or you can make it turn-based Final Fantasy VIII. Like, the Picto system in Lumina is based off of the draw system and junctioning. It's just junctioning.
So, made for me, finally. And the second piece of information you find out is that Monsieur Guillaume Brioche, the director of Clair Obscur.
Could that be a Frencher name if you tried.
I have to go back through my mental Rolodex to see if I'm like, do I know this person? Because I might. Like, it's crazy how much that sounds like somebody that I know. We've known many Guillaumes over the years.
I have known many Guillaumes.
Yeah, it's the French way.
But Guillaume French bread, really? It's like, wow.
For anyone for anyone who doesn't know, it's the French way of saying William, right? So anyway, he has a YouTube channel from years ago.
What's on that YouTube channel, Woolie?
It's called Don Poco, and on that YouTube channel is nothing but no-hit triple S runs of DMD, Devil May Cry boss fighting, Virgil runs.
Hey, what's Mr. Brioche's favorite style for Dante?
Royal fucking guard.
That's crazy. That's bananas.
It. And you're like, oh, brother, where have you been? I see who you are. I understand now. You have revealed your inner soul to us, and it's the thing that we have been screaming for our entire lives in front of microphones. Right? A kindred spirit has arisen and made a video game. And you're like, are you? And then you see the little secret history and you're like, there it is.
and this puts part of the game's DNA in a very, very clear thing. That's why you have parry, which is Royal Guard, and that's why you have dodge, which is dodge roll. I don't know what the timing is on dodge roll. I don't know what the invincibility on Dark Souls of dodge roll is. It's definitely more than their parry, but I can tell you that Dark Souls, Devil May Cry's Royal Guard, perfect parry, perfect guard is 6 frames, and Expedition 33's is 9 frames. So it's not Royal Guard.
It's a different genre. Yeah,
but it's
there. And the idea, of course, is that, you've got turns and turns to learn what's coming at you and to feel it out. And then also let's add some free aiming to the system. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a little thing, and then fighting bosses that make you use that a little bit more. But like all of that, it's just like, oh yeah, no, this is what you love to. Okay, well, fucking you're okay. Get in, and we were destined to like this game. There was no way around it.
Yeah, it was built for us.
It's kind of insane.
You talked about this maybe last time, but I've hit the point of the game where I'm functioning under Predator rules. And if you remember, that was something that you also did naturally when we were playing Dark Souls way back in the day, which is when I hit it, does gray appear on the life bar before the health ticks down? Does it bleed? Then you can get it.
You can do it.
And so I've run into a couple now, and they don't bleed. Like I hit them with everything I got, and I'm staring at pixels, and I'm like, oh, I don't think it actually moved.
Yes,
I think it didn't move at all.
And furthermore, there's an even more pure indicator of like when it's time to move on if you decide to, and that's where you're also like, because there's a damage cap, right?
Yeah, the damage. If the damage, so I ran into 2 bosses on the overworld that I was blowing out damage cap numbers on every strike, and I made imperceptible changes to their health bar. Yeah. And I'm like, and I'm running the mental map. This is at least multiple hours of perfect play.
And so like that damage cap is in place as a it is a limiter for how much you can,
crazy people,
how far you can go, right? We'll see how that goes into the future, but for the moment, it is there's still a time hard limit on that. Even if you have perfect dodging and stuff. I fought
a optional enemy last night that was called a dancer. I don't know if you remember.
Oh them. Yeah, absolutely.
And that experience was okay. Gray life happens when I hit them. And then it was wipe.
Yeah. Wipe. Yeah.
Parried everything. 11 minutes later, it's done. Yeah. Just like once I'm like, okay, what is the actual timing? Is it
Just get the rhythm down, right?
Okay, the boss is over.
Find your tells. Yeah, you know. It sometimes is a little part of the animation that you're like, oh, look at the axe go back, and when it starts to disappear behind it a little bit, it's coming at you. You know.
And I think the game does a great mix of its mechanical and statistic issues here, because there was a much more important boss fight that I fought in that area, like a storyline boss fight against something important. And my damage was way better than it was on Dancer, but I couldn't fucking parry it for shit because the moves were so much more like fake out and complex,
full of shit,
that I actually didn't fully parry it like once the whole boss fight. I had to fight it like a goddamn RPG.
Yeah, just taking the damage,
which was like, oh wow, I haven't done this in a while.
Right? Yes. So two things. One, kudos to KF Tragic posted a video of just like in Expedition 30 with the bunny. Yeah, it's like, all right, I just gotta parry this. I got no life. Here we go. And the bunny's like, fake out. What you got? Oh, I'm walking away. Hey,
walked away a little bit.
Oh, bah! Fuck you, nigga. What you got? That's great. Like, how am I supposed to parry that? Fuck, it's great. Funny skit. So the other thing too is like what I kind of caught right around that area you're looking at now and stuff is like I have the build set up and I've reworked everything around the weapons and the damage and such. So I'm swinging.
I'm at the point of the game where I just max out whatever the most important stat is for the weapon.
But I'm fighting things and I'm hitting that damage cap. And now what becomes important is the number of hits in the move.
That's the exact point. I hit that last night.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, okay, I'm hitting the damage cap on average if I put roulette on. So now single target hits that are big hits don't matter at all.
At all.
I need that move that guy has that does 13 hits in a row.
Thank you, right? Yeah. I'm just like I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, what you're relying on stops being the big chunk in single hit, and now you need combos
up like stacks of status or something.
Mael Virtua Stance, she's got that big 3 hit. You want multiple hits and each one to max out. Phantom Stars, like anything that has multiple hits is going to be super crucial. And yeah, this weird thing.
The balance like starts to shift back over towards multi-hit after if I can hit 9999, that'll destroy any boss, and then it's like, no, that's free now. That's now I have to, now all that matters is extra hits
or extra turns, right? And
too many extra turns,
and now you get to, and then speed and so on, right? The ability to buff all that and cast, and then all of that is coming together while we're talking about it, and like I don't want don't get the wrong impression. You don't have to do any of the shit we're talking about. Do nothing. Right?
In fact, not only do you not have to do, you don't have to do nothing. I ran a full dungeon with nothing equipped and no pictos.
Wow.
On expert.
Okay.
Just my stats.
Yeah.
And like I got through it.
Okay.
It was a lot harder, but like I just parried and dodged and played it like a regular RPG.
This is that moment where like a Bayonetta item got used and we're like, what the fuck is that animation? Like, what was that? What just happened? Like it
really feels like the distribution of abilities in this game is so perfectly tuned for you to pick up an item and go, a picto. And the picto will be something like, I recently got one that was like returns 25% of your health on counterattack. And I see that and I go, oh, what if Mael was using the skill that forces every enemy to attack her? She could be at full health forever. And just it constantly makes you just go, hey, wait a second, that's actually
but also I have stuff that does like double damage here, double damage there, double damage on a stunned opponent, whatever, and it's like at some point that double is actually a worthless picto because I'm already at 9999.
Roulette is the picto of choice for every hit in the game until you hit damage cap, and then it becomes a damage loss because you can't go higher than the damage cap for now.
So I used, to be perfectly honest, I used roulette like once for that challenge, that first challenge, and then I immediately stopped using it. And now
Well, it's the math on it is that it is better as long as you're not hitting cap.
So I found a way to cap using other stuff and using a different build, essentially. Yeah. So setting stuff up like take a shot and that adds your base damage up. Do this and increase your base damage, etc. There's different ways to go about it. But yeah, you really go ahead.
You ever feel like a game is like looking into your ass and just staring at you and like listening to you and building itself around it? Because I had that moment where I got the whole team. And I think the way that they give you the whole team is incredible, because right before they join the team, the achievement for, hey, you got the whole team pops up. And I went, I am never, ever switching off this team. And the game said, guess what, bitch? You are switching off this team right now, and you can't do anything about it. And I went, oh, no!
Shut the fuck up.
So long tweaking them so that I never had to change it every... darn.
Nah, play your team and level them out accordingly. If you don't like anybody, you can bench them, but for the most part, keep yourself ready at the very least. Like what for me at this point, there's just like a massive open, like go to the corners of the map and walk into random holes and see what's going on in there. Like
stuff's going on over there.
There's tons of just like explorable, full on RPG asks. What's that? I don't know. Just head to it, hit it up, see what's going on. And then and upon doing so, getting constantly just hit with like, all right, like this is a Chroma Nevron. It's supposed to be a super rough, challenging thing with a big reward.
Danger.
And I just killed it without it ever taking a swing. And you're like, okay.
There was the demon wall boss that I fought that I was supposed to figure its gimmick out, and I didn't figure its gimmick out. I just blitzed it super hard.
Yeah. But there are still things in there that are like we know you're a style beast right now. We're still gonna make this fight real. It's still doing it, but it's a very strange feeling, and I get right now at the very least I'm kind of like I walked into like I found a beach that is just like go fuck yourself level damage coming off of everything on it, but but also like you can do the same, and like if you're willing to just sit there kind of thing, it's a you just hang out with a bunch of like, this will be about a half an hour boss fight with each one of these encounters, but they're all just they're grunts, and
I've built all my characters so that their health values don't matter.
Yeah, sure.
So
you can even build around the idea of like, fuck health, I have pips. Right,
that's what I've done.
Yeah, you put shields up and go, I'm allowed to fuck up 3 times.
Everybody has 3 shields.
Yeah.
And that is my range to learn the boss fight before dying.
And if I die after taking 3 hits, that's on me. That's my fault. I shouldn't be taking that much damage. 100%.
So first of all, we were not supposed to get that Picto. That Picto you had to do some creative running around 2 tough enemies to get that, but whatever, we got it. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at this Picto called In Media Res, and I know what it is. I know what it fucking is. It's like, okay, listen, I put this on, I have almost no health.
No.
And I have 3 tries before I die. That's DMC4 and DMC5's health counter. Where you have 3 lives instead of a health bar on those modes.
Mistakes you're allowed to make.
Yeah.
At all. Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, this is a very direct Oh man,
Well,
it's good.
but it's just so interesting because like for a long time when describing, these action games and stuff, there's always the threshold to beat the challenge to get through the game, and then there's to exceed with style, to do it with perfection and to ace it or so. And so you to build a game around both of these things is a tricky dance, especially for somebody is like okay, you're not gonna make it so that if you're not playing the game in such a way where you're like I have to be flawless in every run. But you could, right? You could decide to play this game in a way where you're like, I'm aiming for...
You could no-hit this.
You could no-hit it. And you see the stats after every fight to be like, you sat here for 30 minutes fighting this thing, you parried all of it, you dodged none of it, and you took no damage, Like, you can do that.
So here's 20% extra XP for you.
Mm-hmm. And everything in between the bare minimum to beat the thing and crushing it untouched is a variable difficulty that all depends on your burning soul. The fire in your spirit decides the dynamic difficulty.
What I have done is I have built out my party right now, and I know I could fine tune them further. I know I could fine tune them further. But what I've done now is I've built them to every single thing they can do will just generate AP. I want full AP on every turn, every time. I could fine tune it for burn. I could fine tune it for low health. I could fine tune, but I'm like, no, I'm going to keep this like state for as long as it works because I can't keep outpacing it. Though I have hit the damage cap wall. Like the game has stopped me numerically and said, no, you actually can't get that much stronger than you are right now.
Have you for now, have you so you fought the dancer. Have you fought the things that hang out with the dancer that are like also in that same area, like that have little turrets?
I fought all. No.
Okay, because there's something that hangs out right next to the dancer, and it summons little laser zapping like funnels at you.
You sure? I think we're thinking of a different area here.
Perhaps we are.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you will encounter more dancers, I guess. But the okay, no, but nearby that there's another area anyway.
Gotcha.
So yeah, well, don't worry about it.
Yeah. I'm not worried about it.
Good. I'm glad you had some fun. But all this to say that there is an enemy that popped up that's like, I'm gonna summon some shit that shoots at you, right? And you can deal with the floating threat and like go back to fighting the boss and handling it, or fighting the enemy and handling it in its own way. But I kind of noticed something around after fighting a few of them and getting the timing down. The enemy when the laser of the gun of the thing shoots at you, you can parry it, and then the laser will shoot again. And then
it reacts to your parry?
No, it gets a priority turn, and when you parry it, it gets to act another time. So then you see a sequence where you're like, time to get good and delete this entire fight, right? Your perfection determines whether the fight even takes place or not,
Yeah.
And it's a little side
last night
path on it.
Oh, sorry, after you.
No, it's just like you can have the fight, or there's a little side door over here if you feel like going in, if you feel like sitting here for real and just being perfect, and as long as you're perfect, you're gonna crush it,
I also discovered that there's a priority targeting system for the NPCs, because one of the characters I have has a move that will drop them down to 1 HP. And if I use it, that's the only character anyone's going to attack for the entire rest of the fight.
Oh, I haven't noticed that yet. Oh, that's what okay, whoever's closest to dying takes in the most.
Yeah, there's the blue mage has a green move that drops their HP by 90%. And after using it, they become the target.
That would explain some moments
incessantly.
Yeah,
but that means you can plan around that by giving that person the low health abilities and the parry abilities.
Oh, I mean, at least 3 party members have an ability that's like drop your health to 1 and power the fuck up in exchange. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you don't need health.
What is health?
Wait, why would I use health?
Yeah. What an interesting RPG. What a strange, different.
Yeah, because like you and I have basically turned it into like Dark Souls, but with like more equipment.
And that's it. And if anyone's hearing this, it's like, yo, I just wanted a Final Fantasy game. It's right there. It's right there. We are sick. We are sick.
Yeah.
We are sickos. Do not.
And you know, and the game's like, do you want to play it sicko style? And I'm like, I do want to play it sicko style.
Do not listen to what we have to say unless you too are a sicko. Fantastic.
Like, dude, you can boost up your health value a lot, and apparently the game has healing skills.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I've been told by sages on the mountain that there are characters that can heal themselves and heal others.
I mean,
and I don't know how that's supposed to work when my characters have like 400 HP.
There are wonderful abilities to like passively heal your team or do stuff. Also, you know, there's also like, hey, like you got these little pocket healing items you can toss at your party. Yeah, so make that a status clearing picto. And
that's a good one.
And now you're clearing statuses, which is the real use. You know,
and so like for the only healing skill I've used in the entire game, genuinely, is the one with that Sael has, where you can heal everybody just a tiny bit. And I put the picto on that if you heal somebody, it gives them rush. So I'm not doing it to heal them. The heal is immaterial.
Okay.
It's so that during my attack rotation, I can just put rush on everyone every turn.
Okay, I see. No, I definitely have like I have used the heal in moments where I'm like, I am on, I like, you're watching, the team gets wiped or something after like a thing, and I'm like, I can get back up and finish this fight. You know, I still have the resources to finish this fight as long as I put all my focus into like you know, my biggest hitter being able to stay alive and like getting through it. So,
hey, Mael, how you doing? You still the biggest hitter? Yes.
Not for me anymore.
Oh yeah,
not for me anymore. Yeah, she started
her viability started to drop a little bit once I saw that she didn't have a 13 hit combo that she could bust out. The burn's still really good.
Burn's nice. Burn's
consistent.
Yeah. You know what's inconsistent is critical hits and bonuses from them.
Did you know that that's not true?
Oh, crit builds. I made one. I made one last week, and now I've got a couple. And
yeah, 100%.
It's like, oh, this weapon does really cool things every once in a while when you crit. And I'm like, every once in a while, you say, huh?
What if it was 100% of the time?
What if I had more stains than I knew what to do with? Every time she comes up, you know? Oh my god, I can't hold all these stains.
Yeah, I started to get to the point of the game where Lune was getting weapons that just passively generate stains in the background. I'm like, okay, so I'm not using her a lot right now, but that shit seems like it can go some places.
Yeah, crit builds are fun. High luck builds, you know, with a
Well, no, that's the point. They don't have to be luck based. No. You can just make characters crit 100% of the time.
You can also you can put the pictos on that just go like, yeah, plus this to crit.
I had
plus 24 to crit
at fucking 83% crit for hours. It was like, okay, well, he's just gonna crit every single fucking time.
You can go over 100%. I mean, it
doesn't work though. It doesn't matter.
It allows you to. You know, you can look at it and be like, ooh.
It should give you a little pat on the back and be like, okay.
Yeah. No, okay, so there you go. That's it. All right. So there you know what? There was some stuff to talk about with that.
That game's so fucking sick.
It's really sick. In fact, you distracted me because I wanted to take care of business up front, to be perfectly honest.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. No, I mean, shit's just dope. And hey, maybe this is a good thing, progression-wise or so, but like by padding out all these little extra things on the map that I'm doing, I've like avoided some progress, because there's just like a lot of other interesting things going on, and like it's not pushing. It's taking its time with like how much it's allowing you to do a lot before like pushing into whatever further acts and things like that. You know, you can slow this down.
It does a really good job of like big story thing, and then goes, hey, maybe you want to go hang out there before the next important plot beat.
And then the whole time I'm walking through this game, there's little things where I'm just like, I've played video games before. I know that when I see a weird textured object or door throughout the game, on my way through it, that I keep seeing, it's going to ask you. And I'm like, don't do it. Don't make me go back to these weird assets.
There are so many of those blue tree things.
I swear you feel it in your soul.
I don't remember where a single one is.
There was one or two that were like in the deepest off beaten path of a weird corner and a weird level. And I'm like, I swear to God, video game. And then sure enough, yeah, man, absolutely.
I don't. 100%.
You get to go back and find all those.
I'm going to look into my camera and I'm going to go, okay, guys, we're going to take a week-long break from Clair Obscur.
Oh.
And when we come back, I will have gone down and gotten every goddamn single one of those, which is actually great because it gives you an excuse to go get all those blue mage abilities from the early parts of the game.
Sure enough, there's stuff back there that's worth going back to get and check out. Exactly, you know? Little areas where, and even like little activities you might not have done, or you know, money you might not have had.
I would like to point a finger at Mr. Guillaume Brioche for a lie he told, in which he said it is a shorter RPG, maybe 20 to 30 hours, maybe a little more if you go off the beaten path. You fucking lied, Guillaume. You lied on me. You are full of shit. Even a cursory scrape is like, no, this is a proper fucking RPG.
C'est un menteur. No, but it's you can I get the feeling though that if you mainline everything, it comes together quickly.
I'm probably gonna play the game again, and I'm probably gonna just go like, how far can I get in a straight line before opening a menu? Right?
Good question. Good question.
Just like you want to treat it like a Souls game or a Devil May Cry game? Okay, let's Soul level 1 this thing.
You know what's even awesome too? You know what I like? There are mechanics. So there's like, you know, there's the super parry I've mentioned before, and it's really cool looking. And
very cool.
I feel like it's there for anyone that is like, I'm just not going to parry. It's too hard, right? It's just not my thing.
If we gave you a super slow, easy, really cool parry.
Feel good. You too are allowed to feel good, all right? If you can't get those parries off, it's okay. Here's a sick mechanic that pays off for using it, and it makes the fight awesome, and it's a nice big like explosive moment, you know?
But also, I get hit by those because I've muscle memoried my ass so hard on R1 that I've tried to use the wrong fucking button.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So there's that, but the animation matters too, you know?
Yeah.
But that to me is just like, oh, that's just great game design. That's a team playing through it, going, somebody who is deciding to just play this as a traditional RPG is going to miss out on this cool part of the game here and might feel like, you know, that's a bummer for them. Let's make stuff that allows that to not be the case. And like
a little nudge, just nudges it over.
Because I'm like, it's a super easy parry, but I'm still popping the fuck off when it happens in a really hype way, especially when it's like the final blow of the fight, you know? It's really well thought out.
I think I said this last week. It's been a long time since I played something that was just like overwhelmingly incredible at all aspects every time I sat down. Like, I have not walked away from that game anything but sparkling with joy every single time. Unless I was walking away with like dread and ennui and boohoos.
Yeah.
Right?
No, but it's just a joy. It's just a joy. And Yeah, I mean, to say we've talked very little about the story because there's it's a very light, but it's light on dialogue, but it's
Vibes based.
but it's so important, all right? Everything that you say to everybody, everything that they exchange with each other is all learning about the world and exposition. But like everyone has like great dialogue that I feel like is just very human and believable. Like the people react not like characters in times where I expect a character to say a character line, and they actually just say a human line, and I was like, oh yeah, I appreciate that. I like it's just yeah, it's that quality where I mean, after a while, when you first heard like when you first hear Tarantino dialogue, when you first hear James Gunn dialogue, when you first hear Joss Whedon dialogue and stuff like that, there's that little like, oh yeah, that like people do kind of like talk like that, and you hear a bit too much of it, and of course things can get flanderized. But all this to say that like I appreciate that a couple of moments characters have had with each other, like that stung that I've liked from the beginning is continuing forward as well, with people kind of just like having these little exchanges and understandings and moments with each other and being like, okay, hold on, maybe let's look at this a different way and stuff. I love it.
I will say though, love the script and the acting in this game. I'm going to point a finger at a particular voice actor for being the only person to actually spoil me on something in this game's story. And I was like, oh, you. So there's a popular, uncredited in the marketing voice actor.
I see.
Who decided that what they were going to put on their TikTok, which I follow, a shot of, man, when you're in two of the hottest games ever, and zooming in on their different statues that they have. And one was Expedition 33's collector's edition statue, and I was like, wait a second, you're in this game? Immediately know what character you're going to play. Fuck you, damn it.
You cannot stop Dan Southworth from posting a Devil May Cry 5 logo on his Facebook page. You can't do it. You can do whatever you can try, but when that game is happening and nobody knows that Virgil's in the game yet, he's gonna fucking post it, and you can just, Capcom is like, God damn it, Dan, and he's like, catch me. So
you'll never. I'll spoil it every time. Damn it, Dan. Every time.
You'll never stop me. Yeah. Anyways, great stuff. Okay. There is our
on housekeeping.
Yes, our weekly Expedition 33 fucking suck off, because it's so good. Yeah. I mean, we're gonna be talking about the game for years, right? Might as well.
We're gonna be talking about the game till at the very least December of this year, because I see the clear front runner for Game of the Year as I play this.
I definitely do, and I even see like. So that thing we've touched, it's like, does Final Fantasy have to stop being Final Fantasy? And the answer is no, it doesn't.
This is
I like the new stuff they've tried, but this is also really cool too.
This is closer to FF8 than any game they've ever made, and it's closer to FF16's ideas than FF16 is in reality.
Have you found yourself like at any point after fighting a really cool enemy sitting on the experience screen because the extra layer of music that kicked in for the victory is amazing, and it's only going to happen here? I've let a couple of those screens sit to just hear the whole thing loop multiple times, because I'm like, oh fuck, it's
kind of really good.
The victory variation of the theme. Yeah. All right, Expedition 33.